Speaking of playing cards from secret areas, let's talk about Nocturne the Horrifying, because this card is quite a bit complicated due to how it's worded and how it's intended to work. So let's take a look at the question. Okay, so what about Nocturne? How does this ability work? Is it a triggered ability? Can I use it if I reveal, quote unquote, reveal him, or only if I look at him? Because there are cards in the game that say reveal and some that say look at. So let's see what they say. Nocturne has a few problems we'd like to address. His ability is worded like a trigger ability because it says when, but it can't really work like one. By the time a triggered ability could go on the chain, be reacted to, and resolve, you wouldn't be looking at Nocturne anymore. And we know that to be true because you can't interrupt resolving effects with other effects due to the whole chain processing and pending chain items that we talked about before. So this makes sense. He has the same problem that the above cards do. You're trying to play a card from a deck, in this case Nocturne himself, and it's hard to put him back there because if you try to play him, but you can't for some reason. He's intended to be usable anytime you're looking at the front faces of cards on the top of your deck, whether the effect in question says look at or reveal. So in this case, look at or reveal are the exact same thing. The rules will be changed to clarify that last one. They will now explain that to reveal means the same thing as allow all players to look at. Nocturne's receiving an errata to solve these problems and bring him in line with his intended function. This errata makes it clear that his ability is not a triggered ability, and it uses banishment as a holding zone. It also specifies that revealing and looking both count, although we are handling that part at the rules level. We also want text to reflect it unambiguously. So his errata is going to say, as you look at or reveal me from the top of your deck, you may banish me. If you do, you may play me for a power. So they go on to explain how this would work with the example of stacked deck. The process starts as you look at or reveal cards from the top of your main deck due to an effect. Let's use stacked deck as an example. You play stacked deck, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, Nocturne is among them. You now get to choose whether to banish him or not, but you're not paying the cost yet. If you choose to banish him, you immediately begin the process of playing him from banishment, placing him on the chain as a pending item. Then you continue resolving stacked deck, selecting whichever card you want to put into your hand and recycling the rest that you choose not to take. Then, since stacked deck has finished resolving, you'll finish the steps of putting Nocturne onto the chain from banishment by paying the power cost instead of his base cost. So it's kind of confusing, but you're sort of interrupting stacked deck just to put Nocturne in banishment, which is the area where his play is going to be pending on the chain. So you just put him out there, kind of letting your opponent know, like, yes, this effect is going to add to the chain once stacked deck is finished resolving, but you got to put him in a public area so your opponent knows that